matter of fact, Gilda's beautiful, very nice lady, very sexy, very elegant. Gilda's very nice. Okay, so I'm just doing this reenactment of when Gilda asked Frank for money. I mean, Gilda must have been in fear, complete. Just, I gotta ask Frank for money. I mean, you know how it goes. Anyway, down there in Tyne Island. Anyway, Frank loaned Gilda money, and then she started a Facebook. I get this is what I remember. Does anybody?
Well, here comes the correction. LIMA, BRAVA. Nothing to do with Facebook. Nothing to do with clothing. But let's listen to your buffoonery.
Tell me if I'm wrong. 2 years ago, Gilda started selling clothes on Facebook, right? During the pandemic, right? And then now, apparently, she's...
I didn't know that.
Gonna make $2,000 a week.
No one ever said $2,000 per week.
Man, I mean... Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations are in order.
Congratulations, Gilda. I mean, so, but I just, yeah, it's just incredible. It's just like, and Frank's like, I have a sugar mama or something. Frank's like, I got a sugar mama.
Well, it's like this, honest money. And, we're not out there begging, LIMA, BRAVA. We're not out there begging on YouTube like you are. And you're talking about people scamming, but what has the LIMA, BRAVA done? Well, okay. The list is too long for that. But I know Licky is jealous that, some people could make legitimate money. And, when someone like Licky comes on and says, I'm making $8,000 a month, yeah, okay. Well, that's something we could laugh about, because that just ain't happening. I assure you, it's not happening at all. But it sounds good. It looks good on paper, right? Well, that's the whole thing. Where's the paper? Where's the transparency? Yeah. And in regards to Licky, your statement about no one's going to do anything to you. Barry thought that too, didn't he? Where's your buddy now? You say he's doing so good in jail. Oh, there's no cases against Barry. Who are you trying to convince? Me or yourself or Barry? Or, like I said, Licky, all you have to do, I've shown the paperwork. All you have to do is call up the Barilli courthouse. I assume that you're capable of making a phone call. Good day, John. I assume that you're capable of making a phone call and doing inquiries, right? After all, you're Barry's legal secretary now, right? Right? I assume you have the talent to do that, or anybody else for that fact. What's wrong, Rick? Is it because you don't want to be wrong? You don't want to be wrong. That's pretty sad. Well, your client, Barry, your client. Let's see what else we got on here. Wait, let's just see. I didn't hear the whole thing.
The hunter stage of Munger, okay? Once you're at the trophy hunter stage, you're fucked, okay? So anyway, yeah, we're not trying to sell fictitious hotel. Great job, Rich Bong 2 putting out a video about oh yeah, I forgot to get to that. It's Samuel White Man. Anyways, anyone wants to come on, let me put out the link here. Hit the super chat. Let me hit the super chat. Made me happy.
Things are getting pretty tough financially for Licky. Trying to push the super chat. Doesn't seem to be happening at all. I think your channel's kind of going downhill. I think you're going downhill in just about every way. Mentally, physiologically. You're losing it, brother. You're absolutely losing it. Yeah, well, anything... that's positive, should be celebrated. I can't think of a lot of positive in your life, Licky, at all, that I could think of personally. And if I'm trying to find a good point to you, I'm having a difficult time doing that. And so I guess for a lot of people, so, you're going down in flames. And all this wishful thinking about what Expat Trash put out, okay, which I thought was, by the way, I thought it was excellent. And yes, I did use that. Sent it to the right places. And anybody else who was participating in that, more power to you. actually. The more the better. But Licky had pretty much the same attitude as Barry. Where nothing's gonna happen, nobody cares. They're not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna get me in a jail cell. You're not gonna get me deported. Sound like Clinton. I never inhaled, never touched that woman. Oh, by the way, in tracking back, when I look back at those political little outbursts of yours, I mean, that's insanity. I mean, what those videos depicted, I think everybody would agree, is that you got a screw loose guy, more than one. And that, I think, was so definitive for the various legal departments to take a look at there. Because they don't want anybody who's political out here in any sense at all. They don't even want anybody putting down a U.S. president. They don't even want that or any, nominees for president. Your outburst, it was incredible, and it shows your mental state of mind. Your mentality. That was pretty embarrassing, actually. And I don't know why you ever released those videos. I'm not sure what you were trying to prove by initially putting out those videos. If you were the one that originally put them out in the beginning, I have no clue why you would do that, because it makes you look like the fucking insane moron that you are. No, because Ricky was not a true person. That's all. Ricky's full of shit. He uses people. That's why. Yeah. Ricky is just plain insane. I mean, what can I say? I'm not going to be that eloquently spoken this morning. I'm kind of tired, but I'm just kind of winging it on a prayer. Okay, even doing a show this morning, but I got a laugh, and I didn't even see his the whole video, but I had a good laugh when he was kind of throwing out information that was just totally out of line. Nobody was selling clothing on Facebook. I can't see how anybody would make $2,000 a week. It never said $2,000 a week. It never came up with that figure per week. I'd be in glory. She'd be in glory, making 2,000 American dollars a week. No. I mean, I could agree with Ricky. He'd say, "Yeah, okay, let's go with that. That sounds good." No, that's never going to happen. But not at this point. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying it could never be. Okay, because the earnings are almost, well, not limitless. There's a limit to what dividends can be made. There is a limit. Right now, there's a limit. There's even a limit on the investment in actuality. But what it does, the dividends that do come in are damn good. No, not 2,000 a week, Licky. That's, as I said, a little bit of hyperbole there going on with you. I wish. Now I could bullshit and say, yeah, $2,000 a week, and expect you to believe me. No, no, I'd be doing a jig on the floor right now. Okay, if I had the household income increased by $2,000 a week, which is like what you make per month, supposedly, Ricky, $8,000 a month. No, that ain't going to happen. Certainly not for a long time, if not at all. It has nothing to do with Facebook. It has nothing to do with selling clothing. Duh. God, good luck with that one. Unless you own a fucking clothes factory or something. I could think that could happen, but no, nothing to do with clothing. I'm not going to say what the investment is. But yeah, I mean, I think it is kind of not funny, but how things balance out. I help her out, house, everything, and turns out that, well, payback is not a bitch, but it is a bitch. If you know what I mean. Being respectful to the word bitch, okay, as the saying goes, okay, and we're not directing that name to her, but it just sounds good on paper. That payback is a bitch. Well, there's payback, and it's good. Not only could it help me, my lifestyle, but certainly hers. Damn. But I'm glad at least you didn't attack the idea, Ricky, that, there are ways of making money legitimately and not begging. Well, no scamming, that you could recognize that, that she has the ability to earn money. And it didn't happen over the COVID. And that's another misnomer, or whatever you want to call it. No. Not at all. But, sounds good to say it, doesn't it, Ricky? Yeah, it just sounds really good to say that. Nothing wrong with making a little bit of money if you could figure out how to do it, man. We know Ricky took you out, and we don't know why you guys went south. No, I was doing him. Oh, I took me out. Oh, he was setting me up, is what he was. When he took me to TGIF, he was setting me up, is what it was. He knew Barry was going to be coming down there. Okay, it was a setup because he wanted some drama on his show. After all, the name of the show at the time was Ricky Drama. And he knew Barry was showing up. Okay. It was a setup. It was worth, doing a dinner for me and Gilda, to do that, to bring his ratings up and everything else. To have me on the show, number one, would bring his ratings up in anybody's show, actually. But to have Barry show up was the ultimate thing that Ricky figured that he could do. Hope I'm answering your question here. But Barry showed up with Brian Hollywood. Okay, so Barry would have never showed up alone. That just was not going to happen. And Barry also figured that Ricky was going to protect him. Nevertheless, Brian Hollywood. But Ricky would not have protected him because Ricky would have just held his camera up and recorded the whole event. All right. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Yeah. I know you think I'm on here regularly again. I'm just correcting something that Ricky said because no, nobody ever said anything to do with Facebook, nothing to do with clothing. Ricky. Nothing to do with 2,000 per week. As I said, that would be quite an exaggeration. Now, no, nobody's making that ridiculous amount of money per week. I'm saying it's not impossible now. That's not impossible, but it's not probable at this point. It's just really not. No, not even close. However, it is respectable. We're not talking about pesos. We're talking about dollars. Yeah, that's true. It's per month is a very respectable income for anybody on here. Okay, just want to kind of straighten that out. And Ricky, you see, your buddy Barry is really cocky, but where did he wind up? Hey, come on, Ricky. You know he's not going anywhere soon. Just admit defeat. He's not going anywhere. Not for a long time. This is kind of great in a way. If you're going to go out, our financial portfolio has grown astronomically through hard work and planning. I don't know, Ricky tries to portray people as being failures, but what has he proven himself to be? But nothing but one big failure. Of course, we all don't believe he's making $8,000 per month. I don't see how that could even happen. He wouldn't be renting a really dumpy over at Decca. He wouldn't be renting any dumpy place over at Decca if he was doing that good. I just, unless he's just kind of, okay, I didn't hear the last part of this. Let's listen to this. I didn't hear the last part.
So it goes to this traffic cam guy in Davao, and it says his channel's from the UK. And who lives in Davao from the UK? Go Bobo! So I don't know, man.
Let's push back a little bit here.
Yeah. Died on a ladder, and then you got to worry about my girlfriend. I mean, seriously, bro? Seriously? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Dark Side in the chat, dumbass. And again, X-Man Trash, I swear to God, I swear to my kid, X-Man Trash, I've never longed for a channel since I started July 2020. Okay, I just did it.
Yeah, we believe that.
The other day for the very first time. I know, putting out fucking scams left and right and center. Go to fucking them. All I'm trying to do is get an innocent man out of a detention center. An innocent man.
Yeah.
Somebody filled a bunch of baseless allegations and threw them on a piece of paper.
Faceless allegations.
Told it to immigration, and of course, as soon as that prosecutor got hold of it in Manila, they just laughed and laughed and laughed and threw it all out.
They threw it all out. Okay. Is this like another cover up? Your pride, Licky. He knows it's for real. And like I said, Ricky's like a paralegal, right? Right, Licky? Well, you have the ability to make a phone call, and why don't you find out for yourself? Does Barry not have legitimate 5 counts of cybercrime against him? Well, you're capable of making a phone call, Ricky. At least I think you are. Why don't you do that? You see, Ricky gets his pride hurt a lot, and it drives him into a rage. And the great thing about Licky is that he can't help being himself, and he portrays himself very well on YouTube. That's real. What you're listening to, his mania, psychopathy, is real. That's real. I mean, you've seen him on these political rallies. You've seen his behavior on there. I've seen these kind of things before. News shows, in the past, all these radicals and fucking loonies popping out, people, nothing wrong with saving the environment, but I've seen people throw themselves in front of a dozer. Really radicals, that do really stupid things to make a point. Or some people decide to riot. And rioting is really, the only place rioting has ever worked, probably in France. Because the French people, when they showed power to the government gave in France. It's the only place I know of as a fact that when the people really spoke in numbers, that the government actually listened. And that, my friends, was in France. But, unnecessary rioting that brings violence has never really brought somebody's cause to a positive, fruition. It's never really worked. And by this maniac jumping in front of a presidential candidate, it was Biden and everyone else, and wearing a stupid t-shirt. I mean, and saying that Clinton, whatever, was a rapist and all that stuff. Believe me, they got this guy on file in America. I'll guarantee you they do. Secret Service watched this guy, and I'm sure they did research on him. I'm positive of it. American government would see somebody as Licky as a threat. Now, bringing it up dated him living in the Philippines. When officials are looking at these videos and they see the clips of him being the manic, what could I appropriately call this, I guess, this revolutionary, whatever he thinks he is, this protester, irrational, behaving badly. They're going to say, I don't want that kind of trash in this country. We don't want that kind of trash here. This guy truly is an undesirable. So, Licky, I think you have some wishful thinking there, that you think that you're not under a microscope right now. But you are. And see, Barry had the same thoughts, Licky. Barry had the same thoughts. They don't give a shit, Barry said. They don't give a shit. They're not going to do anything. They don't look at nothing. They don't read anything. They don't care. Well, I keep on saying this. Where's Barry now? And Barry had the same thoughts. You have the same thoughts as Barry had. I can't see you in lockup for any long period of time. I mean, I'm not saying I don't wish that on you. I'm just saying that if anybody, I think, would fall apart, you'd be the one that really fall apart. And we're not talking about 4 days in the clinker because of Fozzie. No, longer than that, you'd fall apart. If you lost your freedom for any length of time and you had to spend more money, again, on a legal case or defending yourself, and you'd fall apart like a cheap whore. I mean, you would just be hitting your head against the wall and calling yourself a fucking idiot. I could see that happening to you. But don't be as cocky as Barry was, because it didn't get Barry anywhere, did it? And the fact that Barry can't see through what you've been doing to him because he's such a dumb hillbilly. He doesn't realize, because he's too stupid to understand what you've been doing, that you've been using him this whole time. You're making him think that you've been helping him, and you haven't been doing shit for him. You let him believe that there's hope. Man, that's like providing a drowning person a little dinghy boat. Yeah, get in this boat. It's going to save your life. But what you didn't tell the drowning person is that That boat leaks. The boat leaks. That's what you did. That's what you did. Personally, when you make these videos and you talk about having some family, kids or granddaughter or whatever, do you not think that that they don't watch your videos? They must think you're totally fucking insane. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts that a lot of your family just does not have any respect for you at all. There is somebody that you do visit in Germany, but I just think that's some kind of an accommodation. Okay, let them come over and visit or something. But if they have truly seen your videos, I don't think they want to let you near their children or anybody else's children. Seriously. You do got something wrong with you on multiple levels. Like, it's apparent in your videos. I mean, entertainment is one thing, but there's certain things you can't hide. You can't hide who you are. And I only see you going downhill. This is not going to get any better for you. You made a lot of enemies on here, man, and it just doesn't get any better. It didn't get better for Barry. Now you're all upset at expat trash, who did a wonderful job of really showing who you were. I applaud them. As I said, I don't care if they're friend or foe of me. I'm just saying, when credit is due, and I will give somebody the credit. They exposed you very well as to what you're doing in the Philippines and the wrong that you're doing in the Philippines. And buddy, let me tell you, if you don't think that catches up with you, you're very wrong. There's a lot of people that have gone down in history for doing the same shit you've been doing. And your little buddy Barry's sitting in a jail cell for the wrongs he did. Don't take things for granted is what I'm trying to tell you, Licky. Shit can happen. It can happen. And it does happen. But people like you get too cocky, you get too arrogant, and too narcissistic that you think that nothing can touch you. And your health is not good. When Mick Fisher came by that time, and it's true, by witness, his face turned pale as a ghost, and his heart rate went fucko, and he was having what is believed to be a cardiac event. Yeah, you're a big guy, Ricky. I've said that a long time. You are a big guy. You've got calves the size of a tree trunk. Well, fat, of course, but you're still a big guy. But you see, that don't mean shit if your health isn't good. The best you could do is sit on somebody's chest and you got victory. But your high blood pressure cannot handle events like being approached by somebody who's going to be adverse to you, that might represent a physical threat to you. You can't handle it. Well, your way of doing things, of course, is slapping somebody from behind, which would proven you to be a coward. Anyway, this is going on a little bit longer than I really wanted to go on here. Just wanted to correct you, Ricky, and I didn't really have to do that. But sometimes you got to be happy for people. But I don't think you have that capability of doing that. I don't know why you have to lie about your income when we know you were picking up vouchers in Las Vegas. That said something pretty strong right there. It did. Why don't you just admit that you're having a tough time, but you're losing money by trying to impress us by paying these girls to go out with you and all the shit you do. You're putting yourself in real financial jeopardy by trying to prove that you're a real man. Well, you got money. Oh, we believe that you make, well, I'm sure you make at least $3,000 a month. If you got from the military, you got to be making around $3,000 a month. And that's respectable. It's respectable money. Why don't you just admit that that's about what you make? Tops about 36. It's within that range between 3,000 and 36. And hey, that's respectable amount of money for a foreigner to make out here. Why don't you just applaud that, live with that, enjoy that, and stop giving all this fucking gross exaggeration of what your funds are every month. You wouldn't have to come on your show and beg if you made the kind of money that you did make on there. And that's a fact. What are you trying to cover up? You trying to be like Trump yelling, it's all a cover up. He didn't earn all those votes. And you're trying to do the kind of reverse thing in yourself that you're trying to accuse other people of wrongdoings. And when you're doing all this wrong, you're doing a cover up. Okay, the cover up of your income. There's no transparency to it. I mean, I could produce documents to produce things, but you have not produced to anybody on here anything that is going to be, showing us the transparency of what you actually make. Anyway, the last note, folks. Yeah, Roberto's doing a show today, and I'm not trying to promo his channel on there, but this guy just never stops. Okay, now he's doing something that's kind of illegal, and he's going to be, not only is he showing a picture of somebody on there that never asked to have their picture shown as a thumbnail, but he's using information from her that she recorded that Holly is providing to Roberto. Holly did not get any permission, I'm sure, from Joy. Okay, and Joy didn't give any permission for her picture to be put out there. Nevertheless, what she recorded. So there's a lot of wrong going on with that. But then again, we're talking about Roberto here. He doesn't do right. Dudley Do Wrong should be his nickname. Dudley Do Wrong. And for Holly to even, there's all this coercion going on here. Roberto begged Holly, do you have that recording that Joy gave you? So she paid money to Joy to record me while I was in my hotel room. She was visiting. I think she was with Robert, which is her cousin at the time, if I can remember. And she put on her phone on record without me knowing it. And was trying to get information for Holly. So this is what Roberto is trying to produce on the show, but that's going to work against him in a big way, I assure you, because I know I do talk to relatives of Joy, 2 of them actually, and I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter what Joy thinks of me because I kind of abandoned her as any kind of association with her many years ago for good reason. But I really don't think she would probably appreciate people playing her recordings without permission, using her photo as a thumbnail without permission, and so forth, as well as I don't appreciate and the privacy issues and everything else going on with putting a recording out with me something on it. And as you can see, the players are in here, and Holly's just as guilty as all the other trolls on there because it came from Holly, obviously. So there's the players. And Roberto just told you the guy's in love with me and he can't have me. Now he wants to hurt my feelings. I don't ever remember a show that Roberto's ever done that I would think was a positive show that did involve attacking somebody, and especially me. Roberto's upset about everything these days. He's trying to get himself healthy, and I commend him for that, but his mental health is not very good either when he's so consumed with me. Kind of sad to see someone waste away like that, but it does happen. But Roberto, he'll get his in the end. That's just the way it works. I haven't forgotten the threats he made toward me and my girlfriend. I have not forgotten that at all. He thinks it's just lying in the background, but he's wrong. He's very wrong about that. And this show that he plans to put on, okay, in a way, it's great for me because it just gives me more evidence against this stupid asshole. He's doing wrong all the way around, and he knows it. But he's cocky like the other assholes, like Ricky and Barry, that figure they can get away with anything on here. Doesn't always work that way.